Hi, this is Matt Piper, and welcome to this series on making ambient presets with Strymon's BigSky reverb. In this video, we'll take a look at how to navigate BigSky so that you can get a basic feel for how it all works. The first thing we'll look at is the type knob. This is used to select the reverb type, or algorithm. Strymon refers to the reverb type as the reverb machine. And you can see as I turn the knob, the LEDs light up to show you which reverb type is selected. I can also push this knob to toggle the display between showing the preset name or the decay time. I can also push and hold this knob to save presets, which we'll get into later in this video series. Now let's look at the value knob. I can use this to scroll through patches and banks. So you can see as I scroll, if you look at the foot switches A, B, and C at the bottom, you see the LEDs moving from left to right as different presets are selected. And if you look at the display in the upper left, you can also see that at the left of the patch name, the bank number 03, 04, etc. is displayed. If I push the value knob, now I see parameters, or params, displayed. And now I can turn the value knob to see the individual parameters for the patch that I'm on. And if I then push the button, I'll push it on low end here. Now I'm changing the low end setting for this patch. If I push and hold the value knob, I'll get into the global parameters. So any settings that I make here will affect all of the presets. In the global parameters, you can adjust things such as switching between true bypass and buffered bypass. You can set the MIDI channel, turn MIDI controller messages on and off, MIDI patch change on and off, MIDI through on and off. You can turn off the dry signal completely for use with an effects loop, stuff like that. To the right of the value knob, you have the decay time, the pre-delay time, the mix. Then in the second row from left to right, you have the tone. And I'm going to adjust the tone. And as I do, watch the foot switch A LED. Right now it's green. And when I turn the control and deviate from what was saved with the current patch, the LED changes to amber to let me know that. And if I go back and find the value that was saved with the patch, you'll see it turn green again. To the right of the tone is the parameter 1 knob, and that is an assignable knob. In this patch, parameter 1 is assigned to low end, so I can adjust the low end easily that way. And parameter 2 is assigned to the dwell, so I can assign either of these knobs to any of the parameters in the patch. And then finally, to the right of the parameter knobs is the modulation control knob. The foot switches at the bottom can be used to turn the effect on or off, also to select between presets. And if I press the B and C switches at the same time, I can bank up, and you'll see the bank numbers ascending. And I can bank down by pressing the A and B switches at the same time. So you've heard me talking about banks. There are actually 100 banks numbered 0 to 99 with 3 presets each. So that's 300 preset locations. BigSky ships with 100 factory presets mapped from bank 0 preset A through bank 33 preset A, and then they repeat the same 100 presets from 33B to 66B, and again from 66C to 99C. So you've really got 200 preset locations for your own presets without ever losing any factory content. So you've got plenty of space for your own presets or your modifications of the user presets. If for some reason you ever wanted to revert to the factory settings and erase all of your user presets, you can power up BigSky while holding foot switch A and C and keep holding them for 5 seconds after BigSky has powered up. All right, let's take a quick look at the rear panel. You've got stereo inputs left and right and stereo outputs left and right. If you are working in mono, you'll want to use the left input and the left output. There's an expression pedal input that can also be used for a tap switch for tapping decay time, or a multifunction switch that is sold by Strymon. I just use it with an expression pedal. I use my Moog expression pedal, and that works fine. If you're curious about what expression pedals can be used, Strymon has an article in their support FAQ about that. To the right of the expression pedal input is a cabinet filter switch. This basically emulates a guitar speaker cabinet. So if you're plugging directly into a PA or recording directly, you can use this to sound more like you're playing through an amp. Finally, you've got MIDI in and MIDI out. You can use that for loading and exporting patches using free software available from Strymon. You can also use it for real-time control of all parameters if you have a MIDI controller. You can also use that for MIDI program changes or MIDI clock. And if you want, you can also go into the global parameters and switch the MIDI out to work as a MIDI through. That can be especially useful if you are controlling multiple pedals with a single MIDI controller. All right, that does it for our overview of BigSky. Thank you for watching, and please check out the next video in the series where we will start building an ambient reverb patch.